My topic is flee sexual immorality. Say no to promiscuity. Now, sin is a terrible thing. We know that. But oftentimes people cannot help themselves from not sinning. I'm talking to people whom are also saved. They're saved, but they seem to cannot stop sinning. And this is because oftentimes we're saved, but we need deliverance. And the first step into receiving deliverance is to acknowledge that one has an issue or a problem. And then prayer is being offered with fastings and seeking the face of God. And sometimes a deliverance ministry is the end result. Or the Lord himself will deliver that person and can deliver that person from that stronghold. Sexual immorality is a very dangerous pathway. It's a sin that reaps havoc in one's soul, because when you have tied yourself with many different people because of many past sexual encounters, you have now caused your soul to be fragmented. With everyone whom you have slept with, now you have created an issue in the realm of the spirit that is going to cause you to sometimes now not be able to be married to a spouse that you need to be married to. It can cause you to not be able to have peace of mind, because your soul is trapped. Your soul is in bondage. Your soul is in captivity to the strongholds of the enemy because of a legal right that was given to the devil through fornication or adultery or molestation or, whatever avenues that the sexual encounter took place in. And this is why it's one of the sins that would lead from one sin to another sin. One example of that is David. David was tempted when he saw Bathsheba on the rooftop taking a bath. And from that one act that he, performed with Bathsheba, one act of adultery that led to him impregnating her with a baby, and then he in turns murdered her then husband Uriah. Now we can go in the Word and you can go and look and see what happened from then, because God, even though David was a man after God's own heart, God loved David, but God had to punish the sin. So when the prophet came to David and it was told of him what the Lord was requiring with everything that happened in that time with David, you can go read in the word for yourself and see that even that baby died. And after that baby died, the Lord allowed that baby not to live. And after that baby died, the Lord told David that now, not only that, but the sword will never depart from his household. After this, we can see that David's sons, look at their lives. Look at the lives of David's sons and even his daughter Tamar. You know, Absalom turned against David. Then they killed Absalom. Then we can see what happened with Solomon. Even though Solomon built the temple and Solomon was the one of the wisest man, but Solomon had many wives, and the Lord warned him about his many wives that they will turn his heart away from God. And we could see in the life of Solomon what happened. Adonijah, he was killed by Solomon. So we could see, you know, in the lives of David's household, from one other sinful action that led to many different circumstances and situations. So this is why I'm here today. I'm saying sexual sin is not the only sin, but this is the one that the Lord would have me to deal with today, to talk about. That flee sexual immorality. Say no to promiscuity. Because these are avenues which the enemy will use to ravish you. These are avenues which the enemy will use to destroy you. These are avenues, when these doors are open, it is hard for these doors to become closed. No matter how you repent, no matter how, it's like you broke the law, and then even though you have repented, you're now going to have to walk out a sentence. And grace will be upon your life because you have repented to walk out the sentence. But you're going to go through hell and high water. For many people, they go through hell and high water in order to come out of that bondage that they have tied themselves into with the enemy. Sex is for people whom are married in right standing in the eyes of the Lord. So for a man, you need to find you a wife. And for a woman, you need to allow your husband to find you. Or however the Lord would have you meet. Sin is a terrible thing. The devil is not just looking to get you to succumb to his tricks and his schemes. He's looking to get you also to come into a covenant agreement with breaking the law. When you break the law, he has the legal right to walk through any doorway in your life that he chooses. This is what he did to Eve in the garden.